Okay, so we are back with another G.I. Joe classified figure, and this one is Lady Jaye, the lady who is a J. So yeah, she's got a lot of really small doodads that she comes with, so we're gonna be very careful when we take her out of the box. Let's see. Here is a piece of artwork. Not a bad drawing of her, if I do say so myself. And then there's another one here on the side. And you'll see the figure in the package and all these little teeny tiny small accessories that I'm going to be very careful when I take out of the box. Remember how I mentioned, if you saw my review on Flint, that I like to take all those accessories out first before I take the figure out, because otherwise they're going to go flying all over the place. And Flint only had like the shotgun and the beret to worry about. She's got all these little knives and blades and javelins and backpack, and it's like some kind of camera equipment, which the original figure came with a camera. First, let's take out this hat. And one thing I noticed about it was like at first I thought she just had a removable hat, but no, this is a removable hat with the hair hanging out. So I'm guessing what you do is you actually switch out the hair on her head. Okay, so then there's a piece of tape here. Let me peel that loose. And that actually pulled two of these blades out. Which I'm thinking those are going to be blades that are going to fit into her javelin. And then whatever this doohickey is, that might be another piece that goes into her javelin. Hopefully there's instructions in here, because it seems like it's going to be a little more complicated than the average G.I. Joe classified figure. So these things are in here in like a really annoying way, where they have to slide underneath this piece of plastic. You kind of have to bend the whole thing to pull them out. That's these things. I don't know if you could see that very well. I was more concentrating on trying to get them out than trying to show them off. And then this particular weapon, I guess, I don't know. I guess we'll figure this out. It looks like it could be like a little gun of some type, or it could be part of the javelin system. She's probably going to be a figure that I'm going to stop by Marauder and get some of their 6-inch accessories that they're selling now. I'll see if I can get that website for you during this video. But Marauder Gunrunners, look them up on your favorite... Damn it! Well, there went her knife. I had to try to cut the tape to get the knife out, and then it just kind of shot out of the package. So that's fun. And there's her backpack, and you can see there's like a little arm on here with some kind of sensor or something, I think it is. It's on an articulation, so it can move. You can swing it down. There's a couple of articulations in it, so you can pose that sucker. Alright, now that everything is safely out of the package, except for her knife, which disappeared somewhere, I'm gonna see if I can get her out of here. And we'll give you a really quick look at her while I go to look at this knife. And you can see that she has a pretty nice face sculpt. It looks very, very real. She looks like a real person. So I like that aspect of it. A lot of the pictures I'd seen online of her, I thought she looked rather plain. But I think she looks better in person, seeing her in real life and actually holding the figure in my hand. I think she looks a bit better. And mine's got some kind of gunk on her knee. There, I got it off. It was just like a little piece of, I think, dust from the package. Like maybe a little bit of cardboard residue. Let me see if I can find what happened to the knife. There it is. Okay, good. It just landed on my couch cushion. I was worried it was going to land in between my couch cushions, in which case this knife would have been lost to all eternity. Pardon me one moment while I close a security pop-up. Okay. Alright, so I'm thinking there's probably a place to put this knife. Yep, there's a little holster right here on the belt, little sheath you can put that knife into. Can you see it? Yeah, there it is. So, I'm gonna, while I'm thinking about it, grab Scarlet. That is... I knew going into the review that I did on Flint, I knew that he shared parts with Duke, so I wanted to compare the parts. I don't know if she shares any parts with Scarlet, being the only other female figure that I've had so far. I think that she's like her and Scarlet and the Baroness are the only three. I don't have the Baroness yet because she sold at Target, so she might as well be a unicorn. It doesn't look like they share any parts, not that I can see. I could be mistaken. But yeah, the boots, the knees, the thighs, the hips, the torso, obviously the arms. Everything on Lady Jaye seems to be unique. But yeah, her face, it's a nice face sculpt. I'd heard some people say she could have been prettier. She maybe could have been prettier, but I think this works. She looks a little like Amelia Earhart, which I don't know if that was on purpose or not. So I'm going to check the box and see if there's any instructions on how to put all this crap together, or if I'm just on my own and trying to figure it out. In which case, that should be entertaining, right? There's another security pop-up. Leave me alone, McAfee. I'm trying to do a thing here. Alright, so there's a little pamphlet here, but I can't tell if it's just some kind of generic pamphlet with a bunch of legal mumbo-jumbo warnings in every single language that exists on Earth about something. So that's not going to be any help to me in terms of figuring out how to do this stuff. So what I might do after this is see if I can find somebody online who's smarter than me who's reviewed this figure, and see if they figured out a way to put all this crap together, because I have no idea how all this is going to fit together. But I'm going to try to figure it out for you out there, the viewer that's watching this, so you don't think I'm a complete idiot. I'll see if I can figure it out. Alright. So looking at her backpack, there's some notches in the back to hold some of this stuff. So that's nice. So that way we know that she can carry some of this stuff around with her. And there is a little clip here in the back, which I'm guessing that should hold one of these things. One of the actual javelins. Yeah, that fits in there just fine. Voila! And then this doohickey. It doesn't look like anything else connects to this, but this is the camera that goes on her back, so it can peek over her shoulder. Zoom tight. Excuse me. Anyway. And then I'm thinking all of this stuff like fits together as far as the javelins go. Like, does this fit on there? Like that? So that's probably like a little grenade or something like that that fits onto her javelin. And then these are just kind of like spearheads. So this would be something she would throw to make stabby, and that would be something she would throw to make kaboomy. I'm going to turn this around the other way, because I'm pretty sure that's where your spearhead's going to go. It clips on there rather firmly, so once you put it on there, it's going to stay on there until you pull it off. So that's nice. And let's see here. I can fit the spearhead into her backpack, into the allotted spot. And I'm pretty sure you can only fit one in there at a time. So what you want to do is when you want to have her stored with all of her gear on there, you can have her put the grenade in one of these and the spearhead in the other one, but keep the second spearhead actually on the spear that you're keeping on her backpack. And you want to probably, if you're going to have it displayed with her holding weapons, you're going to have some kind of weapon like on the end of the spear anyway. So, and let's see what I theorized. Yep. So the spears can fit into this is a spear gun, so she can launch her javelins that way. I know somebody out there is probably just fuming that I keep calling them spears instead of, it's a power javelin, but whatever. It's a stick with a pointy thing at the end of it that she throws. It's spear, javelin, I don't care. Like it's all semantics to me. It's like the people who get all like irritated anytime somebody in Star Wars calls a lightsaber a laser sword, but George Lucas actually calls them laser swords. Like, I think he originally called them laser swords and still thinks of them as laser swords, but at some point was like, well, I should probably come up with a fancier name for them. I think I'll call them lightsabers, but in his mind he still says laser sword. So anyway, let's see how well this thing fits into her hand. It fits into her hand pretty well. And there is another grip on here, so she can hold it in a two-handed grip. Once you get the whole thing put together, I think it actually looks a lot like the spear gun that came with the toy. It's not exactly the same thing, and it's got some more details to it. It's got a hand guard on here, but you know, it has the same sort of feel as the one that she had in the original toy. And if you don't like it being a spear gun or whatever, if you want to use it for something else, like I suppose you could pretend it's a sniper rifle or something like that. So it's a pretty cool little weapon. I like it. If you want to also, like, you can do like how in the cartoon she would just, like I said, throw them around like spears, so she can just hold on to the spear itself. Let's see if we can get her into a good pose like she's throwing the spear. I think I'm going to switch the hand around because it'll look more natural. There we go. We have her turned in that direction. So she's getting ready to throw her javelin. This seems to be like the place where she's supposed to grip it, because it seems like that's where it's easiest to get it into the hand. But I suppose once you get it into the hand, you could pull it forward. Have it as far forward or back as you want to. That's up to you. I don't know, whatever you think looks best. So, one thing looking at all of these accessories together that I feel like is missing is that I think it would have been better if she'd had a handgun of some sort. So that's going to be the thing that I make a trip to Marauder for. I might even have a 6-inch handgun for her at some place. And I'm going to need to like get her a holster somehow. I don't know where I'm going to get a holster. Maybe cut one off of like an old Marvel Legends figure that I don't care for. Or something I've already used for custom fodder. Maybe I can see if I can get another Punisher, because he's good for custom fodder anyway. That's a great figure. But anyway, yeah. So she looks nice. Let's see if we can put the hat on her. So first, let's pull off this hair piece. And oh god, that's disturbing looking. She looks like she's been scalped. Like she doesn't even. It's not even like the sort of thing where she just looks like a bald woman. She looks like somebody's literally just cut her whole scalp off. Oh man, that is creepy. Look how creepy it is. Ah. Will I ever be able to look at her the same again? Hopefully. So let's get the hat on there. And I don't know, like, Maybe I just don't have it on there just right, but it looks a little weird over here at the sides. I think that could probably be a little bit better. So, as far as that goes, as far as a gimmick to give us the hat or the hair, whichever way that we want to display it, that's good. I like that, you know, they gave us options. I like display options. I like to have the option of, do I want to give her a hat or do I want to have her with, you know, her hair? That's good. But I do think that the method of execution leaves a little to be desired. Let's put it that way, because she looks creepy when you're swapping when you're swapping out her hair. If they just had her be bald, like if you just pulled it off and it was bald, like that'd be one thing. But like with the actual notches and everything sculpted in there, it just looks kind of terrifying. But we'll go ahead and put her hair back on, because I think the hair looks slightly better. It's mainly because, like I said, the way the hair goes on the sides. It looks a little more natural with the hair piece than it does with the hat piece. So let's do something we haven't done yet and put her backpack on. And her backpack actually is supposed to go through the strap. They put a strap. So she's got a little strap on there, and it's got a hole. Strap. Oh, I can't believe I said that. They have a strap around her torso, and it's got a little hole in it that will fit the backpack. So you are supposed to put the peg of the backpack through the strap, so it incorporates into the strap. So that's nice. And you can see here I have her with the sensor up. Sensor, camera, whatever he wants to be. So it's on an arm that can swing all the way around 360 degrees. At least it could if her arm wasn't in the way. And then that arm has another swivel here, so we can move that back and forth. And then there's another articulation at the very top. Or no, wait, that's not at the top. It's at the... So, okay, so there's an articulation here, and there's an articulation here, and there's another articulation here. And you can just move this thing all kinds of ways. Like, get it into whatever kind of pose you want to. So if she's not using it at all, you can have it down at the side, and then she can be like, oh, I better get a look at this, and pop that thing up, and it can start recording or do whatever. Let's see, her gloves are pretty plain, so there's no technical doodads on her gloves. But it would have been nice if maybe she had like a little viewfinder on her wrist. So, you know, you could have her using this thing as like, you know, a sensor or a telescopic thing or whatever, and then she could be like looking at the readout on her wrist, like a watch or something like that, like a smartwatch. And I know a lot of people have complained about like a lot of these like extra technical armored doodads and whatnot that they put on these figures and how they look a little too modern as far as that goes, I guess. But that I think would have been a nice addition. I think that would have been cool. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. She looks like Lady Jaye. If you see this figure, you're going to be like, yep, that's Lady Jaye from G.I. Joe. I remember her. And that's nice. I like it when these figures are recognizable as the characters that they're supposed to be instant. One thing that's been good about this line is, for the most part, these characters have been pretty much instantly recognizable. I think, like, the Red Ninja doesn't necessarily look like the Red Ninja in the comics, and it looks kind of weird, so I wasn't really fond of that one. Honestly, the Hand Ninja in Marvel Legends was better Red Ninja, which is why I'm having a hard time finding those. All the G.I. Joe fans are buying those up. But, and then Firefly, I wasn't really happy with Firefly. If you remember my earlier video, I actually got the Fortnite guy that looks like Firefly, so that's my Firefly. He looks more like Firefly than the actual Firefly figure. So, I know a lot of people like that Firefly figure. It's probably a cool figure, like, just on its own, I'm sure. But it just doesn't look that much like Firefly to me. I was disappointed in it. So, and then last thing I'm going to do is let's see how she looks together with Flint, because that's important. These two are like peanut butter and jelly, and you don't want to have one without the other. If you got Flint, you want to have Lady Jaye to back him up. If you got Lady Jaye, you want to have Flint to back her up. And they look great together, I think. That's a good set. You can see that I did what I was talking about in my Flint unboxing, where I figured I'd put a little more red onto them, and I painted the shotgun shells so they were red shotgun shells instead of black ones. Which, my Flint custom that I made from Marauder Task Force parts, of course, their shotgun shells are, brass and red with a black strap. So I'm kind of used to them having red shotgun shells at this point anyway. But they look really nice together. They're a cute couple, don't you think? Yeah, so they definitely need to be displayed next to each other on the shelf. This might as well have been a 2-pack, because these guys belong together. So anyway, so that's pretty much it for this episode. It's run a little long because of all the stuff that she comes with, a little longer than I generally do these G.I. Joe ones. I'd mentioned in my review of Flint that I had a couple of Masters of the Universe figures that were on the way, but those got delayed. My Scareglow got delayed again, which the first time I tried to order Scareglow from Hasbro, it got just outright canceled, and this time it got delayed, and they haven't given me an updated shipping yet, so I have no idea when the thing's supposed to show up now, if the thing's going to show up at all. So I'm just getting really frustrated with this whole Scareglow thing, because I've been trying to get it for a while, and nothing. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this time. I'm going to talk to you next time. If you liked this video, do all the YouTube stuff like liking and subscribing and things that tell the algorithm that people are actually watching these videos. I think like a couple of dozen usually watch them. So anyway, thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. Bye.